Alarming claims. The Biden administration accused of covering up a congressionally mandated report on the earliest suspected American COVID cases. The Washington Free Beacon says the report reveals 7 Americans may have contracted COVID-19 in Wuhan in October 2019. Free Beacon journalist behind the bombshell report is Andrew Kerr, and he is with us now. This is one of the things that you say, call for number 1 here, that the revelation adds to a mounting body of evidence that the virus was circulating in Wuhan for months before China disclosed it to the world in December of 2019, and further bolsters the growing consensus that it could have leaked into the human population from a Chinese lab. I think a lot of people might be able to understand that. The more interesting thing could be for our audience, who asked for the report and who didn't basically release the report more widely?
Right. So this report showing that we had a military delegation that competed in the World Military Games in Wuhan in October of 2019, and 7 of those members came down with COVID-19-like symptoms, according to this report. Now, it should have been released to the public way back in 2022. Congress required the Biden administration through the 2022 National Defense Authorization Act to do this report into potential COVID links to these military games in Wuhan in October 2019. And the Biden administration just didn't release it to the public. The Trump administration, sometime in late March, quietly released it. And here we are now. So it's bombshell information. It just adds to a growing list of evidence, reported by the Wall Street Journals and others that COVID was likely circulating in Wuhan months before the known start of the pandemic in December 2019. And it's just another blow against the initial theory that was propagated by the scientific community that this thing could have leaked into the population through some wet market. But no, now it's just another piece of evidence that it indicates that no, the bat coronavirus research lab, the Wuhan Institute of Virology, that just so happened to be a few miles away from these games where these service members got sick, more likely that is the cause of this virus. And what's remarkable about this report is that the military did nothing about it. They never tested these service members after the fact for COVID-19 antibodies. They never conducted an investigation into whether there's any sort of link between our guys getting sick over in Wuhan 2 months before the pandemic and the outbreak of the pandemic. And they never even bothered informing our allies. There were military athletes that participated in these games from Italy, Luxembourg, Germany that reported very early on the pandemic that, we got really sick with COVID-19-like symptoms when we attended those games. And our military knew about these illnesses from our guys, and they didn't even bother informing our allies.